All right, so we'll just be making a start. Yeah, admitted. Okay. So yeah, as normal, this event is a live stream on YouTube. Um, so if at any point you get disconnected, you can always, join back into this Zoom call, or you can join onto our YouTube channel, youtube.com/meditation for all UK. So it'll be a 40-minute guided meditation. Um, Everybody's mics are currently muted. Let me just check 1 second. Um, yep,
Yes, I was
yep.
logged into a different meeting.
Is it?
Yes, I was logged into, I don't know, I clicked on the link
Yeah,
and then it said waiting for host to start. So
yeah.
I sent several messages and, well, two. And then I decided to click on the link again. So I don't know what happened.
Then when you clicked in the link again, then it came into this one. Is it?
Then I'm here. Yes, well, obviously I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's been an issue with it. I think this happened before as well, where I don't know, because only on my Zoom, it actually only shows one meetup, but unless it's creating duplicate ones. Hopefully there's some other people, that was there only you or you didn't
No, I
know
was
because you didn't.
waiting as well, Priyesh. I think it just took a while to start. It was just in the waiting room for a while.
Oh, right, okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
even in the waiting room. It said waiting for host to start the meeting.
Okay.
That was a minute ago.
Okay.
We're here now.
Okay. I'm not sure. 1 second. Delete this one. Okay, no problem. Anyway. Okay.
Now, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
I'll just 1 second here. Yes, wait, mic. Okay. And at any point, if you can always join in YouTube as well if there's any problem. Okay, so 1 second. So for whoever's new to meditation, and if you're watching on YouTube, just a quick intro. So meditation is just recognizing our essential being, a state of pure awareness, and actually bringing our attention to that space of awareness is actual meditation. And that state of being is a natural, effortless state of being. And so you use different techniques first for concentration initially. So either concentrating on the breath or some sound or some external object or some point in the body or energy body. And that's initially just to sort of deepen our concentration. Usually our attention is scattered, moving to different thoughts, different sensations, different sense impressions. So we first learn to train our attention to stay on one object of meditation, and then that deeper recognition takes place after as we inquire into who we are. And so in today's technique, we'll be using 3 different techniques. So first starting with the breath, and then the third eye meditation, and then at the end is sort of dropping, letting go of both the techniques, the breath and the third eye, and just allowing our attention just to rest in that natural state of being. And so just make yourself comfortable putting your phones on silent, minimizing the distractions in your outer environment, making sure you're comfortable in your posture, using a cushion blanket if necessary. And just close your eyes in your own time. And as you close your eyes, just bring your attention to the breath. Just bringing your attention to the nostril area first, bringing your attention to the breath at the nostril area. As you inhale, observing that sensation of air coming in through the nostril as you inhale. And as you exhale, just feeling that sensation of air moving back out the nostril. And so just to watch if your attention is moving to different thoughts, just to be aware of them thoughts, and then bring your attention back. Bring your attention back to the nostril area. And just be present to the breath in this moment. Leave the thoughts of the past. Leave the future, thoughts of the future, projections of the future, just leave them for this time and just bring your attention in this moment to the breath. Just give your time, your attention to the breath in this moment. Just leave the thoughts aside for this period of time. To let go of that part of our identity which grasps onto different thoughts. Be aware of that part of ourselves which grasps onto different thoughts, and then just to bring our attention to the breath at the nostril area, and just watching that sensation of air coming in and out. As you naturally breathe in, you'll feel a sensation of air touching the inner nostrils. And as you exhale, again, you'll feel a sensation of air moving back out the nostril. So just to watch that flow, watch that movement of sensation in the inner nostril. The breath being the object of meditation. Watching the breath through, watching, feeling the sensation of the air passing through the nostril. Just being aware of where you're holding your attention in this moment. Are you giving attention to some thoughts, some other experiences? Or is your attention with the breath? And if your attention is with some thoughts, just taking a step back and just observing them thoughts. And usually we give certain thoughts which have a sort of pull we identify with, we create a sort of narrative around. We sort of find our attention moving to them thoughts and interacting with them thoughts, and one thought triggering many other thoughts. So just to be aware of that if that's occurring. And just come into that state of just being aware, whether your attention is with the breath or whether your attention is with some thoughts or emotions or other sensations. Just to come into that state where you can just simply be aware of the thought patterns, aware of the breath, aware of wherever your attention is. And as you move deeper into that awareness within oneself, you're even aware of this movement of identity, this sense of personal self-image we hold of ourselves, and how that sort of identifies and reacts to different thoughts and emotions and sensations. And that personal self-image we hold within ourselves, that form of identity, that's what reacts to different thoughts. Certain thoughts are pleasant, unpleasant to it. It has preferences over certain thoughts and emotions. But a deeper part of ourselves is even aware of this personal identity. And so then to come back to the breath and just simply watching the breath coming in and out. Just observing the subtle sensations in the nostrils as you naturally inhale and exhale, allowing your breath to flow naturally, to be aware of the natural breath as it is, moment to moment. And in this whole process, just bringing that self-awareness into whatever your experience may be. Whether your attention is with some thoughts, some memories of the past, some future projections, some emotions, or if your attention is with the breath. Whatever your experience may be, whether it's pleasant, unpleasant, whether you're really concentrated, absorbed into the breath, or if your mind is scattered, just recognizing there's a deeper sense of awareness, which is simply just aware, which is simply just watching, witnessing these passing experiences. And each time, then bringing the attention back to the breath whenever it wanders, and allowing your concentration to deepen as you just observe the breath more and more. As the concentration deepens, as the attention is less scattered, naturally the mind starts to slow down, the thoughts per second start to slow down. And as the attention absorbs into the breath, naturally a calmness in the body, as the breath and the mind and the body are all linked. As the breath starts to slow down and come into its own natural rhythm, becomes deeper, slower by itself, becomes more subtler by itself. Naturally, the mind starts to slow down, meaning the thoughts start to slow down, and there's more space in between the thoughts, more silence in between the thoughts, where there's just this sense of just awareness. And as the thoughts slow down, also the body processes, the heart rate starts to slow down, and our body nervous system also starts to slow down and kick in the parasympathetic nervous system, which gives us that relaxation response, where our body starts to go into a relaxation mode. The body starts to come into a deep state of rest, where you can come into that healing field where the body can heal itself. There's energy for it to heal itself. Allowing our body to come into a deep state of rest by just observing the breath, by coming into this meditative state. We're giving our permission for our body to rest, really. And also our mind. We constantly normally is chasing after each and every thought, chasing some action in the world. But we just give this time just to allow the mind to slow down, the body to slow down, and to see what's behind the body, what's behind the mind. Discover that source of awareness, source of life within ourselves, and feel that deeper connection with life, with existence, with ourselves. And watching the breath coming in and out. And as you watch the breath and the subtle sensations of the breath, slowly you'll also start to feel the breath as a flow of energy. As you breathe in, you'll feel that energy influx into the energy system and into the body, into each and every cell. And as you exhale, you'll feel that release as well. Feeling as though each and every cell in your body is breathing in and out. And feeling each and every part of your energy body breathing in and out, and feeling your energy start to widen and expand as you inhale and exhale, as you watch the breath, feeling as though your actual energy body is expanding beyond the limits of your physical body. And especially feeling a lot of energy moving through the spine, expanding through the spine, and feeling yourself enveloping in a ball of energy. And this leads us to the second part of the technique, the third eye meditation. So if you wish to carry on with just the awareness of the breath at the nostril area, then you can continue with that technique or come back to that technique at any point. And now, in the same way, we'll be connecting with the third eye energy center at the point in between the eyebrows. So normally we bring our attention to the point in between the eyebrows and observe the breath coming in and out. But today, instead, we'll just be placing our attention at the point in between the eyebrows, and we'll be inwardly visualizing yourself breathing in and feeling your bubble of energy expanding beyond the limits of the physical body. So as you breathe in, just feeling the energy in the energy body rising up to the point in between the eyebrows and feeling that bubble of energy expanding beyond the limits of the physical body surrounding oneself like a bubble. And then as you exhale, just feeling your attention gather at the space in between the eyebrows and just sensing the entire energy body. So through the third eye, we start to inwardly perceive the more subtler dimensions within ourselves. And so through the third eye, we're just subtly visualizing our energy body, expanding our energy body, and feeling that expansion with the breath, breathing in, feeling the energy rising, and feeling your entire energy bubble expanding. And then as you breathe out, just being aware of the third eye area and just sensing your entire energy body. Normally, there can be certain type of holes in the energy body at certain points. Maybe certain lower chakras are more active or higher chakras are active. And so it can have an uneven shape. But try to sense that energy as you inhale, just spreading evenly around oneself. That energy bubble spreading evenly around oneself. And all parts of the energy body coming into harmonization, aligning. Sometimes the energy could be to the left channel or right channel, right energy channel. But feel them sort of finding their way, moving left and right. And each part, each energy center, each chakra, sort of centering. Feeling the baseline of that energy center in the middle of the body, through the spine, and up through the crown. And as you're breathing in and out, sort of sensing from the crown down to the third eye, the throat, the heart chakra, solar plexus, navel, root, and down to the earth, feeling like there's a rod of movement, a rod of energy, a center point of energy. And either of the energy centers, maybe to the left or right, and sort of just sensing them and just feeling them balance, start to align with each other. And feeling as you're looking, perceiving this energy system from the third eye, aligning the energy system from the third eye, inwardly sensing the energy system from the third eye, and feeling the breath energy as you breathe in and out, feeling the breath aligning, synchronizing, harmonizing the energy system, and allowing that energy to flow freely. Feeling like you're doing a tuning, you're sort of tuning your energies with the breath through the third eye, through visualization. You're actually tuning your energy system, tweaking your energy system. And as you tweak and align that energy system, then you can go into deeper states of meditation. You can go deeper dimensions within oneself. And also life can express, and that creative energy can express itself more clearly as the energy system becomes more harmonized and aligned. Allowing your attention to be at the point in between the eyebrows, sensing the energy bubble, sensing yourself beyond the form of the physical into the energy layer. And then going beyond that through the third eye, feeling as though you're looking into the mind, into the mental layer and the emotional layer. Now moving beyond the energy body through the third eye, feeling as though you're looking into your mind, looking into any thought that may be appearing, look at any emotion that may be appearing as a form of thought and as a form of energy in the energy body, stirring some certain forms of energy within the energy body, activating certain chakras, or creating certain sensations in the body. And you'll find that emotion is a thought that maybe arise, but also a sort of felt energy you may feel in the energy body, and also in the physical body. You may create certain sensations, certain emotions. So just to be aware of that and feeling as though you're looking inwardly at these thoughts, emotions, at your present moment experience through the third eye. And seeing each and every experience with that inner wisdom that every thought, every experience is changing in nature, continually comes, arises, stays for some time, and then passes. No thought, no emotion, no experience is permanent. And also being aware of even the part of our identity is not permanent in itself, is continually changing in nature. It's just a bundle of thoughts, a bundle of the past and future projections. And through the third eye, we start to perceive deeper, perceiving the physical body, perceiving the energy body, perceiving the mental and emotional bodies. And then we realize we're even beyond the thought. Who we truly are, the very essence of our being, is beyond thought, is beyond the psychological mind, is beyond emotion, is beyond our identity we create, a mass we create in the world. And then we start to connect to our inner wisdom. We start to connect through the third eye, connecting to more subtler dimensions within oneself. So feeling as though you're looking in through the third eye and starting to connect to deeper dimensions beyond thought. Starting to connect to that sense of inner space, unchanging space within oneself. And in that unchanging space, thoughts arise and pass, emotions arise and pass. Our identity and its projections arise and pass. But there's just this sense of inner space, this sense of just presence, sense of simply existing, in which all these experiences come and go continually. And there's a slight shift of perception. Normally, our attention is continually focused on the objects of our experience, on the thoughts, emotions, sense impressions, on the impressions from the outer world. But now we're actually bringing the attention to the space in which, the presence in which, the awareness in which these experiences come and go. Starting to discover the source of life, the source of oneself. And so this moves us into the last part of the meditation, where If you wish to, you can drop using any technique. So you can drop the breath technique, observing the breath at the nostril area. You can drop concentrating at the point in between the eyebrows if you wish. If you wish to use the technique, you can do. If not, just simply sit and just simply be in this moment. Just be with oneself. And just trying to connect to that sense of just being aware, of simply existing, of simple presence in this moment. Thoughts may come and go, different experiences may come and go. But seeing in whom do they come and go? In whom do these thoughts arise and pass? These memories arise and pass. In whom do thoughts come and go? The sense of identity come and go. The world appear and disappear. That space of awareness is beyond form, beyond time, beyond space. Just simply is. Recognizing the very core of oneself is the very core of existence, is the very core of nature, is the very core of the universe itself. Is not separate from that. Only the sense of identity, the psychological mind creates a sense of separation from existence. But there's no separation in reality. You are that which is in everything, which is everything. And in that space of being, in that space of presence, there's no sense of something other than oneself. That only appears as the mind moves into thought and into the intellect, the attention goes. Then, when the attention goes into the faculty of the intellect, then it creates divisions as this is me and this is not me and this is this. It creates them labels. It creates them distinctions between oneself and another object. But as you come to that space of presence, awareness within oneself, there's no distinction. It's a space beyond the mind, beyond the intellect. And in this space of being, there's no problems. There's just a subtle peace, presence, unconditional joy, love. Love meaning there's no sense of separation from anything. Everything is a part of oneself. Everything is a part of the same existence. However, the mind is habituated to move, the attention is habituated to move back into our conditioned mind. Again, it'll bring different doubts, fears, different thoughts will appear, and your attention will hook onto them. Thoughts hook onto them, inner narratives, and the sense of identity, sense of me as a separate person. And thoughts will spring up from that state as you connect to that sense of separateness again, the identity. Again, thoughts of separation will appear, different emotions will appear, different inner narratives will appear. And you'll find your perception then narrows and starts to hook onto these thoughts and emotions and this sense of separateness. And energetically also, we start to feel confined into this thought forms, into these energy form as a sense of separateness. So each time then to be aware of that. And then also through that recognition of who we truly are, we bring our attention back into that. We remember that state of being, remember that state of presence. And then through that remembrance, our attention shifts, our perception shifts back into that space of being. And it takes some time because we're normally habituated to sort of live from this sense of identity, taught from childhood to sort of create a sense of identity and live from that space of separateness. But to remember that we're not really separate, the very core of our being is universal in nature, is everything. To feel that unconditional love of life itself, a source of life within oneself, which is never separate, which is connected to everything. And to remember our true nature and to continually come back into that whenever we move back into the identity, whenever we move back into sense of separate self, we come back to that space of being, through remembrance, through the shift of our attention and perception. And through that, as we stabilize our attention in that state of being, slowly that conditioned space of being, them emotions, them fears, inhibitions, them belief systems, they start to fall apart in its own time and start to dissolve and move back into its source, back into that state of being. And then slowly there comes a time where that state of being is more. One lives from that state of being and less from a sense of separateness. And then still action can take place from this state of being. Words can be spoken from this space of being, from the space of connection with everything. To be connected to a deeper state of wisdom, insight, intuition within oneself. And you'll be able to discern where there's a movement of the ego, movement of the psychological mind, or if there's a impulse of truth, impulse of creative energy within ourselves. You'll be able to sense in the moment where your actions, where the energy is arising. Is it from the mind, the conditioned mind and its fears and thoughts and projections, or is some movement of energy taking place from that very creative source of life within ourselves? And slowly we can sort of allow that creative energy of life, that source of life, to express through oneself in each and every moment, to express spontaneously, creatively, to the moment, to the circumstances we face in life. then no longer we have to live from a mentally prepared life, from our mind which wants to plan and only live in a certain way. We can live a more spontaneous way of being from that source of creativity, that response of life within ourselves, moment to moment. Live more in that excitement, that joy, that expression of life through oneself. And so that's what it naturally leads to meditation, meaning recognizing oneself beyond the body, really recognizing who you are beyond the thought, beyond the mind. And then also then putting that into action through being able to discern when you're acting from the psychological mind or when there's a truth impulse, when there's an impulse of creative energy. And then to allow life to flow from that source of life within oneself, moment to moment. As that brings synchronicity, that brings really what is exciting to you, that brings your life purpose through into your life. And so that's the end of today's meditation. So just now, bringing your attention back to the body and feeling the body, the mind, everything as an expression of this life within, of this source of energy within oneself. Even the thoughts are not separate from this energy of this source within you. Even the sense of separateness and the psychological mind is just the expression of that inner energy, just creating a sense of illusion or separateness within oneself. And then coming to the breath, connecting back to the breath. Connecting to one's energy bubble. And feeling how the energy bubble, your energy, as you balance your internal energies, how that also feels a sense of vibrancy in the body. Connection to the breath, the energy body, connection to the body, the physical body. Feeling that vibrancy and presence moving into the physical body, integrating into the physical body. And releasing any excess energy down the feet, down into the earth, connecting with the earth energies. And then bringing your attention back into the senses, or have any sense of touch on the skin with the clothing, the air around you, the sense of taste, smell, sound. And in your own time, opening your eyes in your own time, opening your eyes in your own time, feeling a deep sense of peace within oneself, feeling that creative source of life within oneself, which speaks to oneself through intuition. And so to recognize that these two parts of the same coin exist, this sense of pure awareness, which is unchanging, which is ever present in the background, that space in which all experiences comes and goes. And then there's also that movement of source energy, which expresses itself in that space of awareness. There's that movement of source energy, which arises and creatively expresses itself through this instrument of the body and mind. To become aligned to both of these masculine and feminine aspects, dimensions of oneself, of the unchanging and the changing dynamic part of oneself. And so thank you. That's the end of today's meditation. If anybody has any questions, you can leave it in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, or leave it in the chat in Zoom, or you can, unmute your mic and, ask any question if you wish. Also, if you watch this afterwards and you want, have any questions, if you watch it, in the future sometime, you can, leave any comments in the chat option and I'll try to get back to you. Every Sunday we'll be doing a session at 2 p.m. and you can watch on YouTube or connect via Zoom.
That was
Yeah,
very
so
deep for me
yeah.
today. I was indoors. I didn't bother doing it outside today, and it was so deep. And all of a sudden, I got really hungry, and I had to go and cook something. Then I didn't. I resisted it all, and
Mm.
it's good. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt more deeper as well today. I felt even a bit deeper, and just I was expressed. It was more spontaneous. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you all. You wanted to chat or anything? Do you know you okay today or how's
Oh, come
things?
on, you know me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna ask. I'll ask you. I can. 10 minutes or so. That if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll give you a call after this session on WhatsApp as normal. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
Um.
you.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Then take care. I'll be ending the session. Anybody else? Anybody questions or everything? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you then. Bye bye.
Oh, thank you, Priyesh. That was great. Thank you. See you soon.